We're back. It's Med Talk on AM 1570, FM 104.5, and we're talking about the Compress and Shock Foundation with Dr. Jack Perkins and cardiac arrest survivor Lucas Hager. And there's an event coming up on Saturday, May the 12th. Now, this is going on pretty much everywhere, right? Roanoke event, there's 20 to 30 participating facilities. Is there going to be one in Rocky Mount area as well?
Yes, sir. The event in Rocky Mount is going to be held at Carillion Wellness in Westlake. We have 160 slots for learners, absolutely free. Anybody 13 and older, if you visit our website at compressandshock.org, you will find a very easy link to sign up. We're encouraging people to sign up early because if you want a slot, obviously, we're hoping that they will fill up. We actually have the capacity to add more slots if needed, if we have. But also the reason to sign up early is we'd like to know where to deploy our instructors. If we have 160 at one site and 40 at another, we're going to have to stagger where our instructors go. So it's really important for us to know. But in terms of other sites, we have Carillion Wellness in Botetourt, in Roanoke, in Blacksburg. We have the Green Ridge Rec Center in Roanoke. We have the Berglund Center. We have partnered with 5 fire and EMS departments that are going to be training. Salem Fire and EMS will be at the Salem YMCA. Botetourt Fire and EMS will be at Carillion Wellness Botetourt. Franklin County EMS will be at the Carillion Wellness in Westlake. Roanoke City Fire Department will be at the Berglund Center. And Roanoke County Fire Department will be at the Green Ridge Rec Center. So there are numerous sites online that is available with time slots throughout the day, so whatever is convenient for you.
Yeah, I was curious about the time. When does that start?
They start as early as 9 in the morning and go till late afternoon. So, and they are ideal. We're encouraging people to bring a group. Bring a group from your church, your business, wherever, your school. This is 13 and over. So if you are the parent of middle school kids that are in 8th grade, bring them. Spend 60 minutes to learn to save a life and then take them for lunch afterwards.
Nice, something for scouts to learn, too.
Absolutely.
Okay. So everything can be found on compressandshock.org, and you can go down to your locality, right? You can find
Absolutely.
It up there. Okay. Now, I want to discuss, however comfortable you feel about discussing this, Lucas, but you had an event. Did you know your health was, I don't know, can it come on suddenly? Is it just like,
yes,
boom?
sir.
You know, no clues? Oh,
no,
man.
There was no clues at all. It just, I mean, I've been playing basketball since I was really little, about 5 or 6, and been healthy and been playing a lot.
Had your checkups and everything?
Yes, sir.
Just something, boom. I mean, how did it feel for you? Did you know something was happening?
No, I had no idea. I went over to get my Gatorade during a timeout, and when I bent over to get it, just rolled out on the floor, and then that was it.
So you didn't know anything until you woke up?
Right.
That was just, oh, that has got to be the scariest thing for friends and family to see. Could you describe any typical, or is there anything typical about an event?
So the first thing I would mention is that for anybody listening, there is a 2-minute documentary of Lucas's story on our website. If you go to compressandshock.org, there will be educational videos as well as, if you go to our website, you can find Lucas Hager's video. You can also YouTube it, Lucas Hager's survival story, Compress and Shock Foundation. So Lucas's story is typical. There are people, certainly, so this is part of what we're training. The American public thinks those people who have cardiac arrest
are
old people that smoke and have diabetes and have heart disease and like, well, this is expected, which is exactly why the American public doesn't think about Lucas Hager in terms of, they don't think about young people having cardiac arrest.
Frankly, every once in a while they read about it in the paper and they say, oh, that's weird.
Yes, so there are so many different reasons why people have cardiac arrest. Yes, sometimes it is a massive heart attack. In Lucas's case, University of Virginia, which is actually common, did not find a reason for why he had a cardiac arrest.
Wow.
A week's worth of testing, and there was no answer. And unfortunately, science has not caught up with every reason for a cardiac arrest. Some of them are identifiable, which you could find with a EKG prior to sports participation. Others, like Lucas, we never would have found. This was going to happen. There was nothing preventing this. Even more importantly, to do something should this happen. There was no way to prevent this. The only thing that could have been done is for Lucas to have the good fortune to have a cardiac arrest in front of people that could save his life.
Or at a hospital.
Yes. So his story of playing basketball, feeling a little weak, and dropping and going into cardiac arrest is very typical. At this time, I will also mention, so Lucas is 16. This happened on December 5th. 10 days ago, Xavier Calloway was a 16-year-old who was in physical education class at Hidden Valley. He had a cardiac arrest. He had seizure-like activity. Everybody around him thought he was having a seizure. The school nurse came down and said he is not having a seizure. He's in cardiac arrest. 3 individuals there provided immediate CPR, defibrillated him. He is also at UVA, and he has a very favorable prognosis because he got immediate CPR. This is exactly my point. The nurse came down. The lacrosse coach, I believe, was there as well. There was 3 people that gave him CPR, and he, much like Lucas, is most likely going to have a wonderful outcome because of early CPR and defibrillator use. And this is the problem. Cardiac arrest, it doesn't happen like people see on television or in the movies. People drop suddenly. So yes, sometimes people will clutch their chest, get short of breath, and then very slowly it will progress from a heart attack into cardiac arrest. Oftentimes people drop suddenly, and it takes the bystander by surprise so quickly that they're thinking there's no way this person went in cardiac arrest when they're walking down the street or playing basketball or waiting in line at the movies or whatever, and it's that clock starts ticking. It starts ticking, and 60 seconds goes by very quickly, and all of a sudden their chance for survival is down by 10%, and another 10%, and another. And next thing you know, your opportunity for intervention is gone. So I'm going to give you some very simple numbers here.
Okay.
Right now in this country we have 350,000 cardiac arrests per year. Less than 10% walk out of the hospital neurologically intact. So it's one thing to have a save and get the heartbeat back.
But
a real save is they walk out of the hospital cognitively, neurologically intact, meaning they go back to their life, they go back to their family, just as Lucas is. They walk out with absolutely no deficits. Okay? Less than 10%. Realistically, most of the country, 5 to 6%. So about a 1 in 20 chance of having that happen. If every single victim of cardiac arrest got early CPR and early use of defibrillator, 30%. 70,000 more people would walk out of the hospital cognitively intact. So that is why our foundation is so passionate about this. These are simple life skills. And there's really nothing else that you are going to be able to learn as a life skill that is going to give you a better chance to save somebody's life.
Wow. Lucas, what happened when you woke up? I was curious about, it must have been all kinds of thoughts going through your head that, what happened, what am I going to do? And when you found out, that scared you a little bit, right?
Yeah, it did. I woke up in Rocky Mount for a few brief minutes, then I woke up again in Roanoke. But I really started gaining my consciousness and understanding what was going on when I got to UVA. And when they told me what happened, I didn't believe them. I was like, no, you're playing a joke on me or something. There's no way, you know. But I just remember having so many questions, and, you know, even when the doctors didn't know what answers to give me, I just kept asking them, and they had no idea.
So then how did you get to the point where you got involved with the Compression Shock Foundation?
Well, about a month and a half later, I think it was January 20th at the Perkins Center at the charity hockey game, the Guns N' Hoses game. I saw Dr. Perkins come out on the ice at halftime, and he talked about the Compression Shock Foundation. And all my buddies were like, dude, that could be you down there, because the same thing happened to you. I was like, yeah, it could be. I was like, it'd be something, wouldn't it? Like, you know, I probably will never meet that guy, but, you know, it'd be cool, right? And then as I was walking out, I got one of those flyers, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to call him and see if I can talk to him. And so I got a hold of him and started talking to him, and that's when we got partnered together. And
so what do you see this as? Is this something that's going to be part of your life for a long time, that you're going to be there to try to help get the message across, pass along information?
I think so. I see this as a wonderful opportunity to help Dr. Perkins and raise awareness for the CPR use, because that's what kept me here.
That's got to be something. I mean, your family probably was all freaking out too, I can imagine, the whole time.
My dad was the only one there. My mom wasn't there. She was at work, but we're still all very shaken by it.
Yeah, and they probably watch you just a little closer.
Oh, yeah.
You feeling okay?
Yeah.
All right? You want to sit down?
Yeah.
You want a drink? So there's that delicateness, but that's not really necessary, is it?
So Lucas now has a defibrillator, and even though it's going to be very difficult for the family and for Lucas, because there is no answer as to why he had a cardiac arrest, if you look at the American Heart Association pie graph of why young people have cardiac arrest, 33% says unknown. Science, we will let you know at some point in the future, just because there are so many genetic abnormalities that are yet to be discovered.
Right.
And that's the whole purpose. Yes, separately, I would certainly advocate that screening is important. So if I am a parent, I have a 4, 6, and 8-year-old, and certainly before they go into high school sports, they're going to get an electrocardiogram because there are abnormalities we can find.
Right.
In Lucas's case, that's not true. So that highlights that I don't care where you are in life, you don't want to be the person that watches somebody else die and you don't have the skills to save their
Right.
life.
You can't.
That could be a loved one. You could be the only person in the house and
When
you
this
don't know
happens.
what to do.
Right.
That is unbearable
No, you-
emotional pain, and I have seen that as an emergency physician. I didn't know what to do. I wish I could have done something for my loved one.
And their life is ruined as well the whole time because
Absolutely.
this is going over your head every day.
Yeah. So Lucas is an amazing individual. For a 16-year-old young man to approach our foundation with the vision that I want to help you turn what happened to me into an opportunity to save lives speaks volumes about his character. And he has been the main driving force at this point, recruiting Franklin County to go to Carillion Wellness in Westlake. Said, I am everybody. I
Yeah.
could be your son, I could be your daughter, I could be your other love, I could be your coworker. I am that story that could happen anywhere, anytime. Please go learn CPR so that if this happens, you know what to do. So Lucas actually, he's going to be joining me at the 12 p.m. time slot at Carillion Wellness in Westlake with his basketball team, the principal of his high school, some of his other coaches and administration. And on behalf of the Compression Shock Foundation and our defibrillator partners, AED partners, we're going to give a defibrillator to Christian Heritage Academy, thanking those individuals who saved Lucas's life.
Because they were there and they knew what to do.
They knew what to do.
Wow. It's knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power. I want to take a little another Carillion break here, and we'll be right back. I want to scare anybody, but I'd like to find out what about repeat events. I mean, because there's a lot of myths about that too, and
Sure.
I've read them all, and I want to make sure that people are clear on that. Okay, we'll be right back. AM 1570, FM 104.5. This is Med Talk.